Hello and welcome back to another video by Laser Sports Academy. Today we're going to be doing another position breakdown, this time on the lead attacker position. We're going to be taking a closer look at examples of when you should attack a base, when maybe you could but it's a bit risky, and then times where it's like it's not even worth it. But then also we'll trickle in some options on what you can do if there are no good opportunities to attack a base. So let's get right into it. Alrighty, cool. We're back to our trusty old arena map. This is what the Adelaide Arena currently looks like, in case anyone was wondering. I haven't just conjured this up out of nowhere. But, yeah, so I think a big thing that lead attackers fall into, especially newer, less experienced ones, is forcing bad opportunities to attack a base. So, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, I think to help figure this out, we'll start off by identifying when a good time to attack a base would be. What I would call my green light to attack a base if I was lead attacking. So let's take our little stick figurine dudes, and let's say I'm on the red team and I want to go and attack the green base, and they're set up like so. We'll zoom in a little bit. So let's say I am the red team. I rock up to the green base and I go, maybe suss out both the doors, go, cool. There's only 3 door defenders here and there's no one else. This is what I would identify as a green light to attack the base. A good opportunity, right? It could be another opportunity would be if there was even less defenders than this, right? Because it's probably going to be pretty easy if there's even less than 3. But the reason that this is a green light to attack a base is you basically just get to play the game, and you can, work with your partner to deal with the door defender, and then you can set up things like pins, right? Or conversely, you could do, more of a pincer type scenario where you and your attacker go to opposite doors, you win your duels, these guys get dealt with, and now the last line's put in a situation where they have to watch both ways, and it's going to be really hard for them to tag both of you, right? And you're probably going to get a base out of it. That's all well and good, but you're only really able to pull this off consistently if there's not a third team shooting you in the back or causing trouble because they're also trying to get into the base, right? So yeah, if you see a base and there's only 3 defenders or less, that is your green light to attack that base. An example of what I would call like a yellow light situation, if we're going to keep going with this traffic light analogy, is if there is another team attacking or just sniping you in the back, right? So let's say, I'm still the red team, I'm attacking on that front door of green, but there's also a couple blue players that are attacking on that back door. The reason I call it a yellow light is there's obviously, you can still totally attack in these situations, but there's 2 big risks that you really need to be aware of that could really swing in the favor of the opposing teams. The first of those things is getting piggybacked, basically. So let's say me and my attacker over here, we deal with this door defender very well. Lovely. We set up an awesome pin on the last line. We managed to get them out. Boom, they're gone. But just as we're about to get into our position to start tagging the base, the blue players on this back door have done the same thing. They've managed to tag my attacker as they're going in. They get in themselves, start shooting the base, and I go, oh crap, that's not me. That's not my team. Go to for a denial. They only have to watch one way. Boom. They've just completely stolen that base out from under us. Now that's a massive swing for this team, right? They've obviously gotten the tags, the points for tagging the defenders, for tagging you, but they've also managed to get that base and meant that you can't get this base for another 30 seconds. So that's a super impactful play by them. Obviously, if you're able to do it the other way, where you piggyback the third team that's there, that's massively impactful for you. But when you've got 2 teams attacking the one base, there is an element of risk, there's an element of chaos, I guess, where it could just as easily fall into the other person's hands, depending on the base structure and stuff. So you can attack in these yellow light situations, you just have to be aware of what the risks are. The second one is, let's say, we're still in the same situation, the 2 reds are on the front door, 2 blues are on the back door, and let's say this defense is just like super solid, or maybe they even pull back a 4th defender comes around to help out. In this case, let's say that neither attacking team is able to get the base, right? This means 2 things. One, the defense is going to be getting a pretty decent amount of field points, right? So that's obviously a plus. But the other thing to consider, especially if they don't bring a 4th back, is that by you and this third team attacking the one team, you're making it so that there are 2 green light opportunities for them to attack either of the other bases, because there's only 5 people on the team. All right, we've got our 3 red door defenders, we got our 3 door defenders, 3 red defenders, 3 blue defenders. Now the green attack is in a position where they can go to blue and they've got a green light to attack that base, or if they need the other base, they can go to red and they've got a green light there as well, because you're both attacking the same team. So a really big swing for this defensive team in this case would be you and the third team kind of canceling each other out at this one base. Neither of you get in the base, and maybe the defense's team is able to get a base, or maybe even 2 in a worst case scenario. That would be a massive swing for the defensive team. So those are the 2 big risks that you have to be aware of if you attack in a yellow light situation. Obviously, there will be times where you just, for whatever reason, you need to attack this base. Just the way the game's played out, this is the only base you need, and you're going to have to force some less optimal situations. But yeah, just being aware of the risks is really helpful. Then lastly, our red light to attack a base would be if there's just a lot of defenders, or maybe it's a dump situation, so there's a lot of the third team is there. So let's go with that dump situation, for instance. Blue team's having a rough one, so they decide to dump. The green team crunches home with 5. Worst case, right? They probably won't, but let's say they don't. The green guys are over there. So there's a lot of people at this base, and then you go to rock up with your attacking partner, and you're like, all right, cool, we just have to shoot like 8 people and then get the base. This is easy. No, it's realistically, it's going to be super, super difficult to get this base. You're more than likely going to either just leak back points if you're just trying to get in and just dying over and over again, or you could even give away a bunch of denials away as well, just because of how chaotic it is. So as I said before, there will be situations where just the way the game's played out, it's like, oh, this is the only base we need, but this is like the worst situation. And that's a case of, I think the mistakes that you've made earlier in the game has led you up to this moment where you have to attack in a bad situation, right? And sometimes it is what it is. If you're able to get that base in those bad situations, that's like, that can be the thing that clutches you up, wins a game, right? We've seen it happen. It's definitely possible, but the reality is it's not very likely. You're much better off just attacking in those green light, even yellow light situations where you can, especially earlier on in the game. I think a trap that a lot of newer or just less experienced lead attackers fall into is they feel like they have to be attacking all the time, right? So let's say there's a situation where, okay, I'm the red team, let's say green has got 3 defenders rather, blue has got 3 defenders, and the green and blue teams are attacking each other, so they're kind of like exchanging on each other, right? This would be a situation where you go out with your attacking pair, right? No one's attacking your base, so your defense isn't getting any field points, right? You go and you go, all right, the blue team's attacking green. Okay, that's not a good opportunity. Let's try out blue. Green's attacking here as well. All right, so this is an example where both of the bases are yellow light opportunities, right? So it's going to be risky if you try it. If you aren't confident that you and your attacking partner are going to be able to muscle through and just get the base anyway, which if you can, like I said before, it's a super impactful base if you can get it. What you can do is just swap to a field pointy kind of style for a little bit and wait for an opportunity to arise, or force an opportunity to arise. So, for example, let's say I'm the lead attacker and I go, all right, both the bases kind of suck right now. I say to this person, you just stop the green stop the green attackers here. I'm going to stop the blue attackers over here. Okay. This way, our team's getting some field points, right? We're shooting the blues in the back, greens in the back. Cool. In an ideal world, we're able to prevent the blue and the green team getting any bases, and they realize, we're just being snupped in the back. Let's do something different, and maybe they bounce to your base or something, right? So the green team gets this player's done a good job shutting down the green attackers, and they go, all right, screw you guys, we're gonna go attack your base. And you're like, cool, our 3 defenders are gonna deal with that. Now we have a green light opportunity to attack the blue base, right? So that's an example where rather than just forcing a non-optimal time to attack a base, changing your strat to a more field pointy focus oriented one, meaning that you're still having an impact in the game, you're preventing other bases going down in an ideal world, and you're making an opportunity for yourself by shutting down another team's attack. That can manifest in a bunch of different ways, but that's just like one example. So yeah, I think as a lead attacker, don't get so caught in I have to be attacking and trying to get bases all the time, right? Because sometimes you have everyone's had those games where like you feel like there's just no good opportunity to attack a base and you just force them anyway, and those are the games where you just keep getting piggybacked by the other team, and like every time you're about to get in, you get shot out, they steal a base from under you, and it's the worst game ever, right? Especially earlier on in the game, you can kind of afford to just wait, right? Bide your time, wait for a good opportunity rather than forcing a bad one. Obviously, if you're far enough out of the game that it's like, we just need to start getting some bases, that's where you're going to have to force these non-optimal situations, and it might be at the point where you bring out a third attacker as well to try and catch up on the base race. But yeah, so that wraps it up for our quick little position breakdown today, looking at the lead attacker position. I think, yeah, the forcing attacking in bad situations is probably one of the #1 mistakes I see from lead attackers. And it's just like that. It's that need to just, that they feel like they just need to keep pushing the pace. And if we're not getting bases, we're not winning. But the reality is, for some bad situations, sometimes you're just as likely to basically almost give it away to the other teams, right? And almost secure a loss for yourself by trying to attack in bad situations. So sometimes it's good to just stop, take a breather, and go, okay, there's no good situations, let's just fill point. But yeah, I think especially as a newer lead attacker, if you can understand this concept of your green light, yellow light, red light opportunities, it's gonna massively improve your ability to get bases, right? But that's all I have for today. Thank you very much for watching. Another one in this kind of style where we're just using a maze map and some stick figurine dude. So let me know if you enjoyed it. Leave the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, if there's any videos any topics you want covered in this kind of a format or another format, let me know, drop it down in the comments. And yeah, I'll do my best to get around to it. See you later.